Hi friends, it's Julia. I'm here to share a layout that I created with my January 2017 Counterfeit Kit Challenge kit. I was inspired to create this layout by sketch number 256 from Sketches in Time. That's THYME. And so I started with these two photos, and I was going to lay them directly on the coppered paper there. And it's two of the 4x6 pieces of paper out of that paper pad that I added in. And then as I'm looking, I'm thinking, no, I need to have something as a barrier. So I'm looking through to see if there's any other colors there. And I finally go over to my bash kit. And there is a piece of brown cardstock in there. And so I pull it and mat these photos on there first and then go onto the coppered paper. So the photos are of my sister-in-law's mother and granddaughter. We were at a family function and they were both at the table. So it was really fun. And that's Hannah, and she has tons of makeup on. She did her own makeup for the photo, and she had on her princess dress. She was absolutely fabulous. Yeah, it was quite an event. She was beautiful, though. According to the sketch, there was a piece along the bottom of the paper that was cut at an angle. And so you see here, I get out my craft knife and a piece of pattern paper that I haven't used before and get after it, cut it at an angle, and go ahead and put some adhesive down and put it down there. And I'm thinking to myself, it's just not what I want. And I want something different. So I think to myself, okay, I will cut this striped piece of paper down to about 1.25 inch, and then I will attach it together to make a longer piece of paper. And I will cut it at an alternate angle. And so there I've got all the paper lined out there. Now I need to cut it down to size 12, 12 inches long. And now I have to cut it at an angle, and a very short angle at that. So here I am, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, this could be bad. And it does go bad. The ruler, I guess I just did not have a tight enough hold on it, and I thought, okay, maybe I can fix it, and then it's like, yeah, no. It's going to the trash. It didn't go to the trash. I threw it over to the side, and then I trimmed it down later for a different layout. So I actually got some use out of it. And I'm about to put that washi tape down, and then I think, no. I have a darker green piece of paper that will work perfectly here, that will give me the look that I want. And it's the back side of that one. So I cut a big chunker off of it, and then not the lighter color. I consider it for a second, and then not the lighter color. So then I get the ruler out again, and I'm going to cut at an angle. Not a terrific angle, but boy, did I ever have pressure on that ruler so that it didn't slip off. It still slipped ever so slightly, and so I went back and I was able to clean it up and get the look that I wanted. It kind of aggravates my sister when people glue things down on these process videos and then they peel it back up. Here I am doing it. Oh well, it's all good, right? At least I'm getting the look that I want. So I put that piece of paper back down, and I'm really liking that. And I go ahead and I put that piece of washi tape down there. And what else am I doing? Oh, I'm going to place the photo where I want it. And you can just see I have washi taped those two pattern pieces together on the back that I used for photo mats. And now I'm just using my grid mat to line everything up. Whenever I have an angled piece of paper on a layout, I can't line anything up. It just becomes impossible. So I'm looking at these wood veneer flowers, and I get one of each shape, and I want them to work so desperately bad. There was a girl that on the Sketches in Time blog, one of the Mavens, maybe Maven Lisa, I can't remember, but she had clustered a whole section of flowers. The sketch originally called for flowers all along the bottom and then some at the top as well. And so I looked at this designer's, how she did her little clustering of flowers at the bottom of her photos, and I'm like, I want to do that. I want my layout to look like that. And so I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to make it look like that. And I'm coming to the realization with what I have there, it's just not working. And so I'm looking through, and I remember I have these acetate flowers from Freckled Fawn, and I'm thinking, okay, I can work with these and I can get the look that I want. And I've got a green one and a red one, blue-green and burgundy red acetate flower, and I want them to go down, but they have leaves all around them. And so I'm going to cut some of the leaves off. And I'm going to put a little glue dot right behind the foiled section where you can't see it. These acetate pieces are pretty dark, so I'm not sure you'd be able to see it anyway, but I kind of disguise it there. And I'm cutting off the leaf, again, another leaf off of this one, and deciding how I want it. And I cut off actually 2 leaves from that one. And so place it down. And then I start layering up the felt flowers. I so wanted those wood veneer flowers to work. Gosh, they're so pretty. So now it's just a matter of layering up flowers, and I'm looking to see, okay, do I want to add to one of those wood veneers and try and fit it in there and make it work? No. I'll just start layering up all the felt flowers. And I used all the different colors of the ones. You know, I really didn't think I would use those peachy pink ones in any of the layouts that I created with this kit, but I did. I think I used those two together, the peachy pink and then the burgundy, on almost every one that I put together. And I think that's it for the felt flowers. So I've got the acetate flowers and the felt flowers down. And so then I feel like I need something else to kind of dress it up. And so I'm thinking, okay, I can use this for my title. I've pulled this wood veneer piece out several times. It's one of the Michaels ones that I added into the kit. And I think, oh, wouldn't that be pretty on one of those cork doilies, and make that my title right there in the middle, You and Me. And so I just mash it down there, add some glue to the back of the wood veneer, and then mash it right down on top of that and call the title done. I love when I can use the wood veneer pieces or acetate pieces or whatever to make titles in my layouts. So I'm looking around, thinking, what else? And then I remember, ooh, I have the leaves that I cut off. So I'm taking those and adding them back in, just around the felty flowers on the borders. I like how that stretches the acetate pieces all across the whole arrangement there. I still need something, and so I'm looking to see what other embellishments I'm going to add. And I'm thinking I want to add that, but I don't necessarily think I want it on Grandma Nanny's picture. I think I want it on the other side. And I don't remember if the inspiration had something on both edges like I'm doing here. So I had on my chipboard sheet, I had a boy and a girl silhouette, and the boy I wasn't going to use. I knew I'm getting towards the end of my kit, and I knew I just was not going to use that boy silhouette. So I used the owl on top of that just to give it a little bit of lift and added dimension. Pulled out a chipboard piece arrow that says a wonderful day, and just looking through, seeing what else I have. And I find a couple of stickers, word stickers, that I want to use in there. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to use the girl silhouette up at the top, and I'm going to add these stickers and kind of hang them off the side of that. I was originally going to, see if I could work them in underneath, but I kind of like them off the side like this. So then I have to find some adhesive, foam adhesive, to kind of stack under there because they're just hanging free. So I'm still looking through all my sticker sheets to see if I'm going to use anything else as far as stickers go. And I'm thinking that bottom cluster needs something else. So I pull out my flare, or not flare, my brads and my enamel dots, and I decide to add a couple of the copper brads, one on each cluster where the silhouette is and then where the owl is. So then I'm looking at the enamel dots and I'm just adding a couple around, and then I'm going to get a little crazy with them and get after putting them all over the flower cluster. Oh, I'm working on stacking some foam pieces together so that some foam adhesive together so that they fit under there, under the words, so they're not hanging off the edge free. I double layered them up and they worked out okay. There's a little bit of a height discrepancy, but I'm not going to stress over it. So do you guys make kits with your stash, homemade kits? Use an inspiration piece to be the basis of your a kit that you build? I see a lot of the people that I watch these days doing it, making kits with their own stash. And I think it's a terrific idea. I mean, we buy this stuff and we set it aside to use, and there's no sense in not using it. I've whittled my stash down to pieces that I love and really want to use at some point. So I'm glad to have the pieces that I have in my stash now. The pieces that I tried and didn't like, I got rid of a lot of that stuff. And I still have one or two things that I could probably get rid of from my stash that I've tried and I'm not crazy about, but I don't want to give up on them completely without trying again some more because I've barely tried, like the mixed media stuff. I've barely tried any of that, and I love the techniques, but it's just not, I'm not a very messy kind of girl. I like clean, neat, and orderly. So I had pulled that title, Smile, for another layout and didn't use it. So I had it setting over to the side and I put it here, broke the E off. So I had to fix that real quick. And I like how that turned out. And this is where I wish I had left it alone, but I did not. Nope, I did not. I decided that I would put the arrows across the washi tape. I know, bad decision. And so I used all the arrows that I had there on that foam piece, and then I actually had some more arrows in my stash that I pulled those out and used a couple out of there to finish off putting the arrows. I didn't measure, I just eyeballed it all the way across. And like I said, I wish I had left it alone. I wish I had not put the arrows there. Not that the arrows are bad, it's just I think they're too very bright for this layout and they like draw your attention to them. But done is done. It's going into an album. Not going to complain because another layout's done. And I love on that foam piece that I have there that I have the 2 copper brads left, and then I have the 2 red brads that I knew I wouldn't use in this kit, but I was excited to have them out so that I could throw them in with my Christmas stash. And now that I've used up all the arrow brads, I hope to get those 2 copper brads used up, so then I'll throw those red ones into my Christmas stash and hopefully get those used up at some point this year. Just smashing down the backs of those brads. Well, we're coming to the end of this, and I have still shots at the end. I'd like to say thank you to all of my new subscribers and all of the people who stuck around to the very end of my video. Thank you. I would appreciate it if you hit the like button, as well as subscribe if you care to see more layouts made with your stash. Anyway, thanks friends, and I'll see you on the next video.